What's up guys, and welcome back once again to Daily Reviews. Today I'm going to be checking out a newish cooler from Be Quiet. Thanks to them for sending this out for a review. Today I'm checking out the Dartrock Pro 5. They also do the Dartrock Pro 5 Elite or 5 Elite, I'm not sure which way around, which has got a bit of RGB and I think an extra heat pipe or something like that on it. But I'll put links and everything in the description below for you to see. So we'll get this unboxed, show you what it looks like, show you the size of it, give you some information about it. And then we're going to get it in the system with 5900X and we're going to test it and see how well it performs basically. And then following this video I'm going to do some more testing against the old Dartrock 4 and also against the Noctua NHD15 just to see how well it performs in its sort of category, because it is a high priced premium air cooler. So today let's take a look at this, unbox it, have a look, get it installed, and then we'll let you know how well it performs. Right, so here we have the Dartrock Pro 5. This is the massive box it comes in. We'll talk about the specs of it, basically what it gives you on the box, so you sort of get an idea as to whether it all can be compatible with your case and motherboard, whatever, and whether it's good enough for your CPU, which it should be pretty much good for any CPU, to be honest with you, as it is a 270 watt TDP, as stated here. So it should be good for even 14900Ks and things like that. I'll be testing on my 5900X today. So let's have a look at the specs and then get it unboxed. So the technical data, what you need to know if it's going to be in terms of compatibility with your case is the length is 145 millimeters, the width is 136, and the height is 168. So it's not the tallest cooler out there, but it is pretty big. So obviously make sure it fits in your case before you go ahead and purchase it. It is an aluminium heatsink as standard with most of these, and its compatibility with sockets is 1700, 1200, 1150, 1151 and 1155 from Intel, and AMD, AM4 and AM5. As mentioned previously, it's a 270 watt TDP. Its noise level and performance mode should be 15.1 dBA at 50%, 25.9 at 75% and 32.3 at 100%. These are things I will test. And then in quiet mode it should be 8.9, 16.3 and 23.3 respectively. And the heat pipes is 7 and their diameter of 6 millimeters. The fans that it comes with is a standard 120mm fan, silent wing, and it also comes with a 135mm by 25mm silent wing as well, which we'll have a look at in just a second. The speeds of these in performance mode, so 100%, 2000 and 1700 respectively, so obviously the bigger one runs a bit slower. And then in quiet mode it's 1500 and 1300, and that's about all you need to know. It's a standard 4-pin PWM connectors, no argb on this, and it should last up to 300,000 hours hopefully. So let's get it unboxed, have a look at, see what it looks like, and then we'll get it installed. So we'll quickly just go through what you get in the packaging, so you can see, but it's pretty much going to be standard stuff. Installation guide, all that kind of stuff, and then all your brackets and stuff are in here. So you get your AMD mounting brackets, same standard brackets that you get with all Be Quiet coolers, and it's really easy to install. And then we get Intel brackets there as well. We also get some thermal paste. It's not got any branding on it or anything, but I assume it's just Be Quiet's usual that they include, so we'll use that today. And like I say, you get the installation guide as standard. You also get included, as seems to be pretty much standard with Be Quiet big air coolers, you get a long screwdriver included, which is really nice. You haven't got to fish around to find the right screwdriver that's going to fit. They give you one so you know you can install it without any issues. So that's a nice inclusion as well, and they're really good screwdrivers as well. So let's get onto the cooler itself. As you can see, absolutely massive, dual tower, 7 heat pipes. So let's have a quick look over it. Comes packaged with loads of foam and stuff in it to keep it safe. Right, so first of all, let's have a quick look over it. You've got the Be Quiet branding on the top on this nice sort of cover with venting on the top there as well to let some of the air flow out. You've got your 120mm fan at the front here, which uses those horrible clips that they all seem to use, but I don't think anyone's come up with a better idea since they were started to be used, so that's not a problem really. As you can see, it looks absolutely awesome, completely black, a nice sort of finish on the back here, all sort of powder coated I assume. Looks absolutely amazing. And then we've got your 7 heat pipes here at the bottom, and they're all 6mm in diameter, and they've got a cold plate here which is copper nickel plated. Then you've also got your fan connection cable here, which is PWM, and it's got a daisy chain through for the other fan, so you can connect them all up, which is for that cable there. So you only have to use the one fan header, which is nice. Then on the top here, it's got this cover. This is a magnetic cover that can come off, obviously to give you access to the middle fan, which is just magnetized on here. Really nice, made out of steel, I assume, but looks really, really good. At the top here, you've got this switch down here, which is between performance and quiet mode. As I mentioned earlier, the different speeds in terms of basically throttles the fan to basically put it in different modes. We'll test that in a little while and see how well it goes. And then you unpop this cover here, and that comes your middle fan, which you'll need to take out to install it. And that's your 135mm silent wind fan in there. And as you can see, we've also got Dark Rock Pro 5 branding on the side as well. So it looks absolutely amazing, top quality as always expected by Be Quiet. And then down in there is where you're going to mount it as well. So you need to take that fan out to mount it originally, and then you just pop that back in once it's installed on the motherboard onto the CPU socket. So that's about it. That's all we really need to show you on here. Like I say, Silent Wings fans on the front, absolutely great fans, so should do an absolutely amazing job. So let's get it installed, have a look, and then we'll basically talk about how well it performs, and obviously I'll show you how it looks once it's installed as well. It is all blacked out, there's no RGB, so there's nothing to show you there, but I will just give you a quick 10-20 seconds look around it whilst it's in the case, and then we'll give you some figures. Right, so we've got the Be Quiet Dark Rock Pro 5 installed, and I have to say it's absolutely awesome. In terms of looks, I've shown you a little bit already. It looks absolutely epic, and the RAM clearance is actually really, really good. This is Team Group's Delta RGB DDR4 RAM, which is very tall RAM, and this fits over it nicely, as you can see from obviously the videos that I've shown you. So yeah, in terms of looks, I think it looks absolutely awesome. Obviously it's no RGB, so if you're doing a non-RGB air-cooled build, and this will look absolutely amazing in there, and I'm looking at doing that in a Be Quiet case soon, so stay tuned for that. But other than that, let's talk about the other things I like about this. The installation is an absolute breeze. It's so easy. The old Dark Rock 4 used to have like a little plate that you had to hold down and then screw into the bracket that was on the socket, which was a bit fiddly if you were doing it in a case already. Obviously, I know a lot of people don't do that. They put it on the motherboard before they install it, but obviously for me, doing testing, I have to do it once it's already built, because I'm changing coolers out all the time and things like that. So that was a bit fiddly. Now they've basically made it so it's all included on the cooler itself, so you literally just screw it straight down to the bracket that's on the socket, and it makes installation so much easier. Slide the middle fan back in, connect it up to the front fan, plug it into your motherboard, and you're done basically, and then basically snap that magnetic cover back on, and it looks absolutely awesome. And it's, like I say, it's really easy to install. So let's talk about the performance results of this. So I've done basically testing in the performance and the quiet mode, and then I've done some sound testing in the both modes at different speeds. My testing, I've just done it 100% in both modes because it is a very quiet cooler, so I personally don't see the point of doing it in the lower ones, but I'll give you a sort of an idea of how it sounds after that, which I'll put on soon, so you can see sort of what I mean about it not being that loud. So no need really to test it at those speeds. And obviously you're going to set some sort of curve on it as well, or you're going to leave it to its default curve for your motherboard and it will do its job as it needs to do it. But even at max chat, it's not very loud at all. So let's talk about the idle temperatures. We had a ambient in here of around 17 degrees when we did these. So it was, for the silent mode, it was 35 degrees and performance mode was 34, a degree difference, not a lot to talk about. Could even be margin of error really. Didn't make a massive difference basically. Then we went on to a Cinebench 10-minute test, multi-core. Like I say, this is a 5900X. To push it really, really hard. It's not a real-world sort of scenario. You're not going to get these sort of demand on your CPU during like normal tasks, really. Unless you're doing rendering and things like that, you might get a similar sort of stress on your CPU. But this is sort of a worst-case scenario, as I've said in previous videos. So in terms of the Cinebench, the maximum temperature over the 10 minutes was 72 degrees at silent mode, and that was an ambient temperature of 18. And then on performance mode, it was a maximum of 70, an ambient temperature of 17. So 72 at 18 and 70 at 17. So that gives us a 3 degrees difference basically. So again, not a massive difference. So if you want to run this in quiet mode, you can, and you can get away with it, and it does a great job. 70 degrees is not a lot for the CPU running on multi-core. I do have PBO on auto, by the way. It's not completely stock, but I've not tuned it myself. I've literally just stuck it on auto and let it do what it does. Then I like to do some game testing to give you a more real-world situation. So I've started using Cyberpunk 2077, and basically I'll run it at 1080p maximum quality with DLSS on quality to basically push more frames out, get the CPU working harder, and see how it performs. So the maximum on silent mode was 60 degrees, and that was an ambient of 18.7. And then the maximum on the performance mode was at 60 degrees again, but that was an ambient of 19.2. So it got a little bit warmer in here, so there is a very small difference. What's that, 0.5, half a degree basically, nothing really. And again, could be within margin of error, especially as my thermometer was constantly rising with the temperature in here. I haven't got a controlled environment, unfortunately, so that could be down to that as well. So pretty much no difference whatsoever in basically quiet and performance mode. So it's a great cooler all round, does a great job, as you can expect from Be Quiet. If you've used their stuff before, you know how good their stuff is, and I've done a lot of testing on theirs before. Is there any issues with this? I can't see any, to be honest with you. The only thing, and I mentioned it on all these coolers that use the same thing, it's kind of an industry standard, is those little clips that you use to put the fan on. However, the fan comes pre-attached, and you don't actually need to take it off to install it. You literally just take the middle one out, so it's not actually that much of an issue on this one. So they've kind of made life easier there. But if you did need to take it off and reattach it, they are a bit of a pain. But that's just nitpicking really. There's nothing really I can say about this cooler that that's particularly bad at all. The fans are absolutely good, great quality. It looks absolutely amazing, and obviously, as you can see, performs really, really well as well. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope to give you an idea of whether you want this. Price on this, I think, is around £90 here in the UK. I shall again leave some links in the description below for you to have a look at where you can get this from. So that puts it in the leagues of, kind of puts it in the realms of the sort of Noctua DH15 kind of coolers, although that is probably £20 to £30 more expensive than this. So I am going to do a video later on comparing the two and basically seeing whether it's worth spending the extra on the Noctua or just going straight ahead for the Dark Rock Pro 5. So that's it, guys. I hope this helps you out. If it did, give it a thumbs up. If it didn't, give it a thumbs down. Let me know any comments in the comment section below, and please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.